That's right. This is it. This is our social network. So, requests. So we have Facebook back on today. I had some people, we hadn't been doing it for a while, so we're back on Facebook Live. I'll only be here when people tell me they want to practice on Facebook Live. I won't just be streaming randomly. Okay. Sorry. Any requests?
Hips.
Hips?
Yes.
Hips and what?
No, I just said yes.
Hips and yes.
Hips and nuts. I thought you said nuts. I'm like, yes.
All right.
Hips and nuts.
All right, let's start on our backs.
Yes and yes. We got.
And we all hold our feelings, they say, whoever they are.
Yes.
And our hips. So you can start stretched out, or you can start with your knees bent, caving in towards each other, arms turned up, or palms resting on your torso. Left hand at the heart, right hand at the navel. Eyes are closed if that's comfortable. And just start dropping in, connecting to this moment, the only moment. So notice the sounds you hear around you. Using any outside sounds as a reminder to turn in. Notice the mat under your body. Notice if there are points where you're gripping and lifting, and see if you can wiggle and release those spaces into the floor. And then notice your chest rising and falling with each breath. Expanding, contracting. And then begin to deepen your breath. Finding that equal inhalation, exhalation, in and out through the nose. If the mind wanders, focus back on your breath. And as you stay with your breath, I'm going to continue with our reading. We've been reading From Wherever You Go, There You Are, Mindful Meditation in Everyday Life by Jon Kabat-Zinn. In praise of non-doing, if you sit down to meditate, even for a moment, it will be a time for non-doing. It is very important not to think that this non-doing means the same as doing nothing. They couldn't be more different. Consciousness and intention matter here. In fact, they are key. On the surface, it seems as if there might be two kinds of non-doing, one involving not doing any outward work, and the other involving what we might call effortless activity. Ultimately, we come to see that they are the same. It is the inward experience that counts here. What we frequently call formal meditation involves purposefully making time for stopping all outward activity and cultivating stillness, with no agenda other than being fully present in each moment. Not doing anything, perhaps such moments of non-doing are the greatest gift one can give self. Thoreau would often sit in his doorway for hours and just watch and listen as the sun moved across the sky and the light and shadows changed. If you have an intention, you can bring that into your practice, into your breath. Maybe it's peace, or unity, or joy, allow that word to become your breath. And then reach your arms over your head towards the back of the room. Give them a stretch. And then hug your knees up into your chest and make little circles around your back. And then reverse your circles. And then plant your feet so the pinky toes are near the edges of your mat. Keep your feet where they are and let both knees fall to the right and look to the left. So you should feel a stretch from the top of that left hip, right in the hip flexor, the outside down to the knee. And then as you inhale, come up to center and let both knees go to the other side and breathe down the front of that right hip, down to the thigh, to the knee, looking the opposite way the knees are going. And then bring it back to center. Heel toe your feet in, hips width apart, and take your right leg straight up in the air. Interlace your fingers at the hamstring and circle the ankle. And reverse. And relax. Stay there or walk your hands further up your leg to deepen your stretch. And then guide your ankle over your bent knee, finding your figure four. Stay here, energetically pressing that right knee away, or lift the foot that's on the floor. Right hand between the thighs, left hand around, grab the hamstring or the shin. There are things you can add here. You can do a gentle tip over towards the left. That'll deepen that stretch. Some of you might want to extend the back leg, reach for the hamstring or the calf. Some of you might want to rock the baby on the back. So you do your rock the baby up here, wrap the elbows around that knee and foot, and then hover the back leg. So you stop where it feels good. If it feels like too much, it is too much. Find your perfect pose. If your leg went out, bring it back in. And then just put that foot down and send the right leg back up in the air. Flex the foot, push the low back down, slow as you can, lower that right leg. Once the leg touches, give it a little rock side to side, and then open your arms up and take that knee across the body, knee to the right, gaze to the left. Keep that left shoulder on the mat. It might feel good to take that right hand and put it on top of that thigh, just behind the knee. And then bring it back to center and hug both knees in and make little circles. Reverse. And then plant your feet. Send the left leg straight up. Interlace your fingers at the hamstring. Circle the ankle. Reverse. Relax. Stay there or go further up the leg to deepen the stretch. And then guide the ankle over the bent knee, find your figure four, energetically press that left knee away. Stay there or lift the foot, thread the left hand through, wrap the right arm around, maybe grab the hamstring or the shin. Stay here if you're adding on that little tip to the right, or straighten the back leg, or rock the baby on your back, hover the right leg. Honoring your body is yoga. That's how we give options, and you stop where it works for your body. So if your leg went out, bring it back in. We're all going to drop that foot and send the left leg straight up in the air. Flex the foot. Slow as you can, lower the left leg. Once the leg touches, rock it out. Open your arms, let your knee go across the body, knee to the left, gaze to the right. And then come back to center, hug it up and in and rock it out. Stay here or bring the bottoms of the feet together. Press your knees away like your little diamonds in the sky. Stay here or you can send both feet up coming into happy baby. You can rock a little, move around a little. So if any of you are feeling really froggy, you can always rock up holding on to the feet. Otherwise, you're just gonna either roll to the side to sit up or rock yourself up. You did it! Yay! Yay, guys! All right, bottoms of the feet together. So have a party and then let it go. Do your little butterfly. Stay here or fold in towards your toes. And then go ahead, sit up and come to your comfortable cross-legged position. Take your hands alongside your body, pinch your fingers and get your spine as tall as you can. On an inhale, reach your arms up. On an exhale, just turn the palms and let them go back down to the word, the earth, the world, whatever that word was. Inhale high. Exhale, grounding down through the fingertips. So creating your little space around you, your aura. The next time your arms go up, keep them there. And then pull them down to your heart and bow in. Remember your intention. And then interlace your fingers and stretch it away. Round your back and tuck your chin. And then reach up high, relax your shoulders down, and take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, stretch them down towards the floor, keeping your spine long. If you can lift the arms up without dropping the spine, lift them away. But remember, you're not dropping forward. If it doesn't feel good, you can always just keep your hands on the floor behind you and lift your heart. Nice. And then go ahead, drop your hands back down. If they're interlaced, keep them interlaced. We're gonna bend our elbows and send our hands up to our sacrum. And then take both hands, we're gonna take the hands to the right side of the waist and then drop your ear over to the same side. So it might wanna change the direction of the chin to see what gives you your best stretch in your neck. And then go ahead, switch sides. And then drop it down. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, right hand to left knee. Take a twist, look back over the left shoulder. And then inhale high. Exhale, twist to the other side. I don't know, is that me? I shouldn't be making noise. I'm on Do Not Disturb. Go ahead, come up high. Hands down, and make your way to hands and knees. So finding your tabletop position, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. So cat-cow tilts when you're ready. The inhale drops the belly, lifts the head, hold here. Wait for an exhale, arch the back high, push the floor away, hold. And then just move with your breath. Inhaling, sway back. Exhaling, cat. So keep tipping through your spine. Let's see what I'm doing here. Where Brenda is today. I don't know what that was. And then wait for your next exhalation. Return to a flat back. And then just look over your right shoulder to your right hip. And look around to the left. Come back to center and press it into child's pose. So remember, you can come to child's pose at any point during your practice. And then shifting forward, hands and knees. Bring the knees back under the hips and send your left leg straight back. Toes on the mat, press through the heel. So you find that stretch in your calf muscle. Keep breathing. Stay here. Some of you might push the floor, engage the belly, and lift the right knee a few inches off the floor. It's going to engage your core. If you don't like it, don't do it. Doesn't feel good, don't do it. If your knee went up, put it back down. Keep that belly lifting in, and then if it feels okay, float the left leg. You can move the ankle around. Stay here or send that right arm forward. Reach and pull both directions. Keep breathing. So some of us are going to stay here. Remember, rest whenever you need to. You can go back to cat-cow, or we're going to take it diagonal. So arm to the right, leg to the left. Find your obliques, maybe a little hip action there. And then bring it back to center. Now exhale, squeeze it under the body. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, diagonal. Inhale, out. Exhale, under. Last time, out, diagonal, out, under, stretch it out. Put your hand down, let your foot cross over the right, look over the right shoulder towards your toes. So some of you, it might feel good to walk your hands a little further to the right. It might deepen the stretch. And then walk your hands back to center, swing your leg off to the left side, and reach your left arm high. Circle the wrist, reverse. Keep it straight up, or start to let the arm go back behind you. Maybe feel release in your back. Those of you that like the bind can always flip that thumb and reach for that bottom inner thigh. And then go ahead, bring the hand down, stay right here, and as you exhale, push your hips back towards your heels with that leg out to the side. If you don't like it, make it a regular child's pose and just bring both knees in. And then shift forward and bring that knee in and send the right leg back. Toes on the mat, press through the heel, find the calf muscle. Some of you are going to stay pressing here. Some of you are going to engage, lift the belly, push the floor, dome the shoulders, lift the left knee a few inches. Breathe. And then go ahead, put the knee down and lift the right leg. Make sure your core is still engaged. You can move that ankle around. Press through the heel, keep it there, or left arm forward, reach and pull, both directions. Keep breathing. Stay here or take your diagonal. Arm to the left, leg to the right. Good morning. Bring it back in. Exhale under the body. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, diagonal. Inhale, out. Exhale, under. Last time. Out. Diagonal. Out. Under. Stretch it out. Put your hand down. Let the foot cross over the left. Look over the left shoulder towards your toes. Only if it feels good, walk your hands a little more to the left. You moved your hands, bring them back to center. Now swing your leg to the right. Right arm high, circle. Reverse, keep it straight up, or start to let it go back. Maybe like that bind instead, flip the thumb and reach for the bottom inner thigh. Now bring your hand down. If it's okay, you're leaving your legs where they are. If you need a child's pose, bring it in, but we're pressing the hips back. And you should feel a stretch in that inner thigh, down the inside of the knee, into the hip. Don't press too far back if your knees don't like it. Keep the hips higher. And then go ahead and bring it back up. Bring the knee in, and this time tuck your toes as both hips go back towards your heels. Breathe into your feet, your toes. Imagine that stretch coming up from behind the toes to the heels, to the hips, to the back, to the crown of the head. And then when you're ready, you're welcome to stay at hands and knees or find your first downward facing dog. You went to down dog, you can pedal it out, walk it out, move it around. Check out what's going on in your neck. And then come to stillness and hold your down dog. And then walk your hands and feet towards each other, making your way into ragdoll. So remember, if forward folds aren't feeling good, you can always keep it at an Ardha, or you can just come all the way up to standing. You can put a bend in your knees to take the stress out of the hamstrings. Any movement that feels good. And then drop your arms, bend your knees, and squeeze your belly as you stack your vertebrae. Once you're at the top, stretch the arms out. Keep dropping your tailbone only if it feels good out of the back bend. And now come up straight and hands to your heart. Inhale, reach high. Keep the arms up. Put some space between the feet if it's not there. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Pull it to the left side. Stay here or take your right foot behind. Bend both knees like a curtsy and then pull a little deeper to the left. And then we're all coming back up to center. Switch wrists, stretch it over. Stay here or the left foot behind. Bend both knees, curtsy, and pull to the right. Keep breathing. And then bring it back up. And then drop your hands, touch your thighs, slide towards your toes. Stay here or take the hands behind the back, interlace your fingers, let the arms pull away, stretch out the shoulders. If your hands are behind your back, return to the sacrum, reach for your toes. On an inhale, push your shins away, find Ardha Uttanasana. On an exhale, fold. On an inhale, come all the way up. And then stretch it out. Drop your tailbone only if it feels good. Add that little back bend. And then come up straight and hands to your heart. Drop your arms, find your mountain. And then for studio purpose, we'll step our right foot back so we'll face that way. For guys on screen, whichever way, wide legs here facing the screen. So bend your knees, you're coming into a squat. Belly in, tailbone down. Make sure knees are not going past the ankles. Torso straight up. Remember, you don't round in. You only move the legs like pistons. So let's start with just the legs. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, sink low. Let's do two more like that. Notice how your spine stays neutral. You're not rounding. Make sure you're not popping the bottom out and creating a sway in the back. We'll meet in the squat. Hold it. And then bring your hands down in front. And then spin the fingers to the heart. Press high. And then exhale out to the sides. Yep, all the way up. Legs are straight now. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, bend and squat. Hands touch in front. Inhale, heart and up, straight up. You can turn around if you need to. Exhale, out to the side. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, bend your knees, find your squat. Inhale, heart and up. Exhale, out to the sides. So turn around if you need to. Inhale, up with the arms. There you go. Exhale, bend and squat. Inhale, heart and up. Exhale, out to the sides. Inhale, up. So this is Kundalini. Exhale, squat. Heart and up. Exhale, out to the sides. We did this at the library, right? Inhale, up. Exhale, squat, hands touch. Inhale, heart and up. And exhale out to the side. Let's do 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, squat. Hard and up. Exhale to the side. Last side up. Exhale, squat. Hard and up. And out to the side. So they do that usually about 10 minutes. So go ahead, square your feet, fold forward, and touch the floor. And notice what's going on with your breath. Have you lost control of the breath? Come back to that equal, steady breath, the present moment. Let go of judgment. And then press the floor away and turn your right toes out to the right corner of your mat. And then walk your hands to that side. So just whichever side you're doing is fine. Don't question it. We'll just make sure we do the other side. So some of you are staying high because that's what your knees need. Some of you are dropping it into a squat and letting those toes pop up. Honoring your body is always most important. And then go ahead and walk it up and over to the other side. Honor your knee on this side. Keep it high or sink it into your squat. And then bring it back to center. And then just walk your hands way out in front. Find your wide leg down dog. And then just kind of drop one shoulder to the other. Notice how the hips respond. And just enjoy that stretch. And then walk your hands in. Kick your heels in. Bend your knees. Hands on your thighs. And round it up to standing. Once you're up, shoulders go back and down. And then just turn your toes to the top of your mat, step it up and shake it up. And find your mountain, top of your mat. So long spine, tailbone drops, belly lifts, palms forward, reach through the crown of the head. Feel all your muscles lifting you up. On your next inhale, reach high. On an exhale, fold down towards your toes. On an inhale, push your shins away, find Ardha Uttanasana. On an exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, and left foot to the back. Drop that left knee, sink into the left hip flexor, and shine your heart open. So if the floor is too far away, hands can come to the thigh. Make sure the knee does not go past the ankle, and you get that back knee as far away as you can to create the stretch in that left hip flexor. And then wait for your exhale, hips back, toes lift, Ardha Hanuman, hands walk with you if the hamstring is tight. And then shift the weight forward. And then go hands and knees or down dog. You can cat-cow or add your vinyasa. So it might be a high flow, it might be a low flow. So it can be inhale plank. Exhale, lower, knees down, elbows in. Inhale can be cobra or up dog. And exhale can be hands and knees or down dog. So honor your body. Always most important. And then either from hands and knees or down dog, let the left leg lift high. Toes down, hips close, press to both heels. Toes should be pointing the floor. And now turn your toes out to the side wall. Only if it feels good, let the leg go higher. Only if it feels good. Last thing you do is bend the knee like you're going to kick yourself in the butt. So stop where it feels good. And then step that foot all the way to the top. And put the right knee down. Sink into the right hip flexor. Align your joints in the front. Get that stretch transferred into the back hip. Remember, you can come up to the thigh if the floor is too far away. And then wait for your exhale. Hips back, toes lift. Ardha Hanuman. Hands walk with you if the hamstring is tight. And then shift the weight forward. Take it back. Hands and knees or down dog. Cat-cow or add your vinyasa. So you can stay here, flow through. If you know what you're doing, go for it. You can also just keep the knees down the whole time. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, hands and knees or down. Nice. Beautiful. So either from hands and knees or down dog, let the right leg lift, toes down, both legs straight. So notice if your toes are turning out, say if they are at 2 or 3 o'clock, you've already gone too far. Get them up to 12 o'clock, toes in the back. If you're looking at a clock, there you go. Now turn the toes to the side. That's the difference in closed hip, open hip, leg goes higher if it feels good. Only if it feels good, bend the knee. And then take as many steps as you need to get that right foot to the top of the mat. And then keep your left hand flat on the mat. If you have a block or something else, you can raise the floor. Right hand on the thigh, twist and look to the right. Keep the right hand low or reach it up. If you want less, you can always keep that back knee on the floor. And now bring your hand down, step your back foot up a couple inches, and then press off the thigh or hover your way up and come into a high lunge. So let's all put a bend in our back knee, push the pelvis forward so you feel that stretch transfer into the left hip. Stay here or send that left arm forward, right arm back. You can lose that drop in the back knee here. Some of you might drop the right hand to the back thigh and let the left arm go higher. Wait for an exhale, both hands down. Step up with the left foot and back with the right. You can drop the back knee if you know you want it cooler. Right hand on the thigh or on the floor, left hand on the thigh, twist, look to the left. Keep it low or reach it high. Turn your palm to face the most natural position. So in the studio, you're facing the door with the palm. So face the door with the palm, not the back of the ring. And then go ahead and bring it down. Step that back foot up a few inches. Come up for a high lunge. This can always be a low lunge if you don't want to come up to stand. Stay where you are. Put a bend in the back knee. Push the pelvis forward. Find that stretch in that right hip flexor. Stay here, or you can straighten that back leg. Right arm forward, left arm back. Reach through both arms. And then maybe drop the back hand and reach the right arm higher. Wait for your exhale, hands down. You can either step up to ragdoll or go back to down dog. So if you want to cool it down, come to the top of your mat. If you want to take it back to down dog, you can add a vinyasa. If you want, we're all going to meet in a squat at the top of the mat. So your squat can be back up where we were in the beginning, standing up tall, because that's what feels best for your back. Your squat can be elbows on the knees, hips high, or it can be all the way down into Malasana squat. So find what works for you. If you took a flow, you went to down dog, meet us back in your squat, whatever that looks like. All right, so choices to come up. You can just touch the floor and raise up, or you can just push through your feet, squeeze your core, and then power up through your thighs, and then shake out the legs. And find your mountain. Settle your breath. And take your right foot and step it back. So let's go warrior two. Heel to arch alignment, then into the left knee. Look over that left middle finger as the arms come up. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. You can check that out by turning the palms and bending the elbows. Keep track of that knee over the pinky toe. Don't let the knee go past the ankle in the front. And breathe. If you want more engagement in that inner thigh, you can lift the front heel. And then put that heel down, stretch it back, find reverse triangle. And just keep letting that right arm stretch down towards the ankle, like you're gonna create a big stretch. Now squeeze your belly, come all the way back up. Keep your legs straight, we're going into triangle. Stretch the left arm out before the hand goes down, right arm straight up, unless that hurts the shoulder, and then it's down alongside the body. Keep breathing. Try not to round in, so it's better to stay high than it is to go really low and pitch your head over to the right. And then squeeze your belly tight, press into both feet, come up and stretch it back. Go for that right ankle. And then bend your knee, go back to warrior two. Left forearm on the thigh, palm turned up, right hand can stay on the hip or go up alongside the ear, palm spinning down, extended side angle. So palm spins down, so you don't hike the shoulder up off the back. So it's in its most natural position, supporting joints and muscles. Some of you are staying here. Some of you are going to drop that bottom hand to floor or block. There's a bind here if you like it. Right knuckles to the sacrum. Snuggle the left shoulder down and reach under. And then some of you are working on bird of paradise. You're going to step that right foot up if you have a bind. You can also do a half bind where you just reach that right hand around and grab the left inner thigh. Let go of judgment. What's going on with your neck? Noodle. All right, if you're flying, bring it back down. We're all reaching our right arm forward. And then put that hand down on the mat. Pop the back heel up and lower the knee. So some of you are going to stay here. Walk your toes a little more to the left. So they're near the pinky toes, near the edge. Right hand flat, if that feels good. You can stay here or take your left hand, push that left knee away, look over the left shoulder. Only if it feels okay on the knee, you can bend the knee, reach back, take hold of the top of the foot or the ankle. Feels like too much, it is too much. Nice. If you're holding on, release the foot, and then both hands back to front. Stay up high or drop the right elbow, stay here or drop the left elbow. And breathe. Lizard lunge. So remember, arms can stay straight. You can always make your way to child's pose if you get like done and be done, that's fine. If you went low, push up through your arms. We're all just going to take our left leg around to the back. You can go to down dog or child's pose. You can rest or flow. And then either from hands and knees. Let's just say, let's all just tuck our toes from hands and knees. Take your knees out wide and walk your hands towards your knees. So you can just come straight up to ragdoll or mountain. If a toe squat feels okay, you're just going to sit up onto your heels and let your knees go out to the sides. Stay here, work on lifting up. If this doesn't feel good, you can always go back to your other squat that you did. So find what works for you. Use your core, looks good. Work on the lift. You can either reach down and roll up or power up through your thighs again. And then drop your heels down and shake it up. And we're just gonna walk to the top. Find your mountain, settle your breath. And take your left foot back. So warrior two on the other side. Get into the right knee, don't let the knee go past the ankle, track it open, arms up, tailbone down, belly lifts. If you want that extra engagement in the inner thigh, you can lift the front heel. It's also going to work that calf, and you're all going to breathe. Very nice. Now drop your heel and then stretch it back, reverse triangle, and breathe. And then just bring your arms back parallel, keep both legs straight, right arm stretches towards the front of your mat before the hand goes down to the shin, the foot, the floor. Again, palm facing its most natural position. So if you're in the studio, left palm is facing the door side of the room. And you're spinning, shoulder open, you're still tucking the tailbone, lifting the belly, and you're trying to stack those shoulders. Remember, option for shoulders is keep that arm down. Now squeeze your belly tight, press into both feet, come up and stretch it back again, like you're gonna reach for that left ankle. And then go ahead, bend your knee, go back to warrior two. And then right forearm on the thigh, palm turned up, left hand stays on the hip, or goes up alongside the ear, palm spinning down. Nice. Now as you hold this pose, make sure that front knee doesn't start tracking into the big toe, but you keep opening it out. And you can stay here or play here. So you can drop that bottom hand if you're taking the bind. It's left knuckles to sacrum, or reach around for that front inner thigh. That'll keep your shoulders stacked. The full bind drops the right shoulder, reaches the arm under. Use your core. That's right. Reach through the crown of the head. All right, take your time, enjoy where you are. And then we'll all reach the left arm forward and reach it down towards the mat. Pop the back heel up and lower the knee. Walk your toes to the right. Stay here only if it feels good. Right hand pushes the right knee away. Look to the right. Only if it does not hurt the knee do you bend the knee and reach for the foot. Keep breathing. If you're holding the foot, release it with control, both hands to the front. Stay up high or drop the left elbow. Stay here or drop the right. And if you went low, push up through your arms. You can slide it back. Go to child's pose or down dog. If you went into down dog, you can add a vinyasa. So decide if you want your practice to be cool or warm. Choose what works for you. And then we'll all meet at hands and knees. Move through two cat-cow tilts. Inhale, look up. Exhale, arch high. And then return to your flat back. And lower down to your elbows. Setting up for your dolphin. Interlace your fingers. Make sure your shoulders are over your elbows. And tuck your toes. So you're looking down at the thumbs. If you're in dolphin, engage, push the floor away. Option one, you stay here. You're already working core and shoulders. Feels okay, hips high. Options, if you have an inversion, go for it. If you want to work core, you can shift forward and hold an elbow plank. Or you can use your breath. It can be exhale, hips up. Inhale, shift forward. So choose what works for you. And if child's pose is what works for you, that's fine. Drop your hips more, Kathy. More, more, more. Tuck your tailbone, reach through the crown of the head. Tailbone down, crown of the head forward, not up. Yeah, that's it. Hello, 4. And then we'll all meet in child's pose. And then come forward, hands and knees. We'll stretch out our shoulders. So you can stay here or take the right leg out to the right side so the foot's in line with the knee. And then just take your left arm, thread it under, relax the shoulder all the way down. So if this doesn't feel good, you're back here with the knee in, or you can be back here in a child's pose with the leg, with the hand under. So if you're here and you want to add on, you can take that right hand and start walking it like it's going to go behind you, but you keep the arms straight on the floor. And once you get to that point where you're just about to bend, that's where you'll roll over if you go any further. Slow your breath down. And then bring your right hand back around so the wrist is under the elbow. Press into the right hand, reach out and up with the left. And then drop the hand, bring the knee in, and left leg out, or not. Right arm threads under, release that shoulder. So if you're adding on, walk the left arm straight forward on the floor over your head, and then maybe it starts to walk over to the other side of your mat. And if you moved your hand, walk it back around, press into your left hand and reach out and up with the right. Drop the hand, bring the knee in. You can go to down dog or child's pose. You can rest or flow. And then we'll all meet at hands and knees. And just move through 2 cat-cow tilts as you inhale, look up. Exhale, arch high. One more time. And then return to your flat back and take your right leg straight back, roll that foot to the side, and then take your left toes, angle it back towards the corner. Straight back behind the knee, and then right arm high. So some of you are staying right here, some of you are gonna squeeze the belly, float the leg. Some of you are gonna stay there or bend the knee, reach for the foot. You can push it away or pull it in. Keep breathing. Nice. If you're holding the foot, squeeze your belly so you can stretch out with control. Now bring your hand down, left toes come up as you go back to hands and knees, and then send the left leg back. Roll that foot to the side, and then right toes angle straight back, left arm high. Stay here or squeeze the belly and lift that leg. Stay there or bend the knee, reach for the foot. Breathe. Use your core to support your body. Use all your muscles. Nice. And now release with control. Bring your hand down, pop your right toes up. You can go to down dog or child's pose. You can rest or flow. Nice, everybody. Honor your body is yoga. And then we'll all meet at hands and knees. And move through 2 cat-cow toes. And then return to your flat back. And lower all the way to your belly. Any way you want to get there. And then take your forehead or chin to the mat. Take your arms back with your palms turned up. Pelvis pushes into the floor, tailbone toward the heels. On an inhale, roll up just your head, neck, and chest. Arms can float up using that middle part of your back. Keep breathing. Feels like too much. Come down when you need to. Back strengthening exercise. Maybe you give a little lift just before you lower. Put your left cheek on the mat. Wiggle your hips. And you can stay right here resting. You can make your way to child's pose or second round. Forehead or chin down. We're going to do upper body, add the lower body only if it feels good. Inhale, roll up head, neck, and chest. Float the arms, maybe lift the legs. And breathe. Little lift just before you lower. Right cheek on the mat, wiggle out your hips. All right, so if you have knee issues or it does not feel good to grab your feet, you're gonna do the same thing you just did here. If it feels okay, forehead down, bend your knees, take hold of the tops of the feet or the ankles. On an inhale, roll up head, neck, and chest, and then push the feet into the hands. Doesn't feel good, you're back here. With both legs extended, both arms lifted. Nice. Maybe a little lift just before you lower. Put your left cheek on the mat. If you're holding your feet, you can windshield wiper the legs. Let go of the feet. Relax the hands. And then we're all going to press up to hands and knees and go all the way back to child's pose, balasana, release your spine. You can stay where you are or press it to down dog. You can hold or flow through your last vinyasa. And then let's all meet at hands and knees. On an inhale, look up. Cat cow. Exhale, arch up. One more time. All right, so we're gonna go into pigeon. If you know pigeon is not good for your knees, you can come onto your back like we did in the beginning. All right, and if you need, I'll get you there. So if it feels okay, right knee goes to the outside of the right wrist and the heel goes to the top of the left thigh. And then you just work that left leg away. Feel okay? So try not to fall into the right hip. Pull back on the right, forward on the left. Some of you are gonna keep straight arms. Some of you are gonna lower to the elbows. Make sure you're not creating pain and you're breathing equally and freely. So a lot of times we learn something new, we hold our breath. So if that doesn't feel good, you can sit on your bottom, cross the right knee over and hug it in, or come all the way onto your back like we did in the beginning and hug it in. No rewards for pain. Arms went low, you're going to push back up through the arms and just slide that left knee forward, and then you can just kick it around. And then take the left knee to the outside of the left wrist and do the other side. So heels at the top of the groin. This side might be different, honor the differences. If you've been doing this for a while and your hips are getting more open, you're going to keep working that shin towards parallel. If you're still new at this, keep that heel tucked in towards the groin. It's going to give you more space. Nice, everybody. Go ahead, find your pose. Lower down as far as feels good for you. It might be straight arms. It might be elbows. It might be stacking hands or wrists. It might be stretching out your right here on the mat. Yeah, and then take that knee more to the left, way out to the side. Yes, and now push back more towards me. Feel it more now? So you're trying to keep that sacrum level. Nice, everybody. All right, if you went low, push up through your arms. Take that right knee, bring it forward so you have room to get the left leg out of the way and just kick it around. And then lower all the way onto your belly. And put your left ear on the mat. Take your arms out like cactus arms. And then you're just going to take your right knee and slide it up towards the right elbow. A little half frog. And just notice what you feel. So some of you are going to stay here. If it feels okay, we're going to add a twist here. So you're going to take your arms forward. Look at your hands, lift everything except the palms, and then the left arm threads under with the palm turned up. You roll onto the left shoulder, and then the right arm goes straight back behind you like a T with the palm turned up. Doesn't feel good, don't do it. If you rolled over, let that gaze go to the right. Nice. The more you let this knee pop up in front of you, the more the shoulder's likely to relax to the mat. moved your right hand, you're going to take it back up overhead where it came from. And then slide the knee down and move the arm out of the way. Put your right ear on the mat, cactus arms, wiggle your hips. Right ear down, and then left knee slides to the left elbow. So half frog on the other side. And you can stay here if you want to add that twist. Both arms forward, lift everything except the palms. Right arm threads under with the palm turned up so you can roll onto the right shoulder. And then the left arm goes back behind you and look to the left. So the more you let this knee pop up like you're going to roll onto your back, the more likely this left shoulder is to release to the floor. You moved your left hand, take it back up overhead where it came from. Slide the knee down, move the arm out of the way, wiggle out your hips. And then press up to hands and knees and all the way back to child's pose. Release your spine. So find your way onto your back. If you just want to roll over, come to Shavasana. If you want to Vinyasa first, that's you. Whatever you want to do to help you make your way onto your back. If you need socks and sweaters, put those on. If you prefer legs up the wall, that's always an option. If you want a last twist, a lot of times twists feel different on our back than when we're on our stomach. You can just take double knees to one side. Don't even worry about which side. Just look the other way. Just intuitively listen to your body. And then when you feel ready, just let them go to the other side. And then bring it to center, hug it in. If you're one of those people that doesn't feel done until you've happy babied again, go for it. It can be bottoms of the feet together, pushing the knees away, or take the whole happy baby. Whatever feels good. And if your feet are up, bring them in. If your knees are wide, pull them together. If it feels okay, hug yourself up into a tight little ball. And then exhale, stretch yourselves out and take up space. Find Shavasana. Make sure your back is comfortable. You can pick up the flesh at the bottom, walk it to the heels. You can keep your knees bent if that feels better. You can do Shavasana on your right side if that feels better for whatever reason. Sometimes sinuses make it better on the right side. Eyes are closed if that's comfortable. And then just receive the grace of your practice. So imagine a beautiful golden light enters the body through the crown of the head. As the light pours through, it brings warmth and relaxation. Down through the scalp and all the features of your face. Make sure you're not clenching your jaw. The neck and shoulders. Arms, hands, and fingers are relaxed. All throughout your torso, the front and back of the body. Down through your thighs, knees, calves, and shins. Ankles, feet, and out the toes. The body is completely relaxed. This state of peace is your true nature. Take a few moments just to be. Species, we should never underestimate our low tolerance for discomfort. To be encouraged to stay with our vulnerability is news that we can use. Sitting meditation is our support for learning how to do this. This coming back to the immediacy of our experience is the training in unconditional noble heart. By simply staying here, we relax more and more into the open dimension of our being. It feels like stepping out of a fantasy and discovering the simple truth. So bring the awareness back to your breath. Deepen your breath. Let it fill your body. And then bring your small movements to your fingers and toes, your hands and feet, your arms and legs until you're ready for a big stretch from fingertips to toes. And if it feels good, hug your knees up one last time. And then you can roll to your favorite side. Right side gives you more relaxation. Left side, focus on energy. Take a few breaths on your side. And in your own time, in your own way, when you're ready, come up to your comfortable seat. And we'll close our practice. Find your tall spine. Find your breath in and out through the nose. Remember your peace, always within, regardless of what goes on around you. It's one breath away. Share your light. Hands to the heart. Bow in. Give gratitude. Look for the joy. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you all for sharing your practice, your presence. Thank you for being here. Have a great weekend. All right, welcome back, Facebook. Namaste, guys. I'll see you soon.